All right, boys and girls, we're going to talk quickly about some strategies we've already worked on with subtraction, and then we're going to add another one. It's always good to have different ways that we can solve problems, especially as numbers get bigger. So the very first way you've ever learned how to subtract is just taking away. You build it, and then you take part of it away. You could be Unifix cubes, counters, candy, toys, anything that you are trying to figure out, boy, I have a bunch of something. What happens if I take some away? So here, if I have 9 counters or 9 circles, I'm going to cross off my 3 and see what I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 left. So that's one way to solve a subtraction problem, especially when you have smaller numbers you're dealing with. Then another way could be counting backwards. So if I had a number line and I was going to do 9 minus 3, I would start at 9 and I would just hop backwards 3 times. 1, 2, 3 to see where I end up. Another easy way to learn or to figure out the answer to a subtraction problem, right? As long as you have a number line. Now you can also count backwards with your fingers as long as the difference isn't going to be too big because you can run out of fingers. But I would start with my 9 and then I would count back 3 fingers and see what number I end up with. So I punch 9, 9, and then I go 8, 7, 6. There are my 3 fingers, so I stop there and I stopped at 6. So that's counting backwards. And then we're going to be talking about counting on today, and this is a little different. We're going to be talking about the difference between two numbers. We already have the whole. We have one of the parts. Now we're trying to find out what the other part is. So it actually is using addition to help us out. So if we had a number line, I would have my 9 here and I would have my 3. What I'm trying to find out is what's in between those two. That's what's going to end up here. So I'm just going to hop until I get to 9, and then I know I'll have a number that's going to be my other part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now for this, you're just listening. You don't need anything yet. You are going to need a piece of plain white paper. So if you need to pause the video and go get it, you can. But I just wanted you to watch this part. Okay, so that's how I figure out that there are 6 hops in between the 3 and the 9. Now, if I did not have that number line, I could easily use my fingers. But first, I always punch the first number. And what I mean by punch is that's the number I'm going to start with, but I don't point out any fingers until I go to the next number. So when I punch it, no fingers come out. 3, and then they come out 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I stop when I get to 9, and it's 6 fingers. So I just kept going until I got to my whole number, okay? And that was 6. Well, I'm going to show you the more we practice it, the easier it gets. So I have a few problems that we're going to do on a piece of paper. So I'd like for you to get your white paper and fold it like we normally do so that you have 8 boxes. Okay, so you're going to fold in half, and then you're going to fold in half again, and one more time. Okay, if I go too fast, you can always pause the video. And the first box is always going to be, you're going to do video, so capital V, and then an I, and a D, E, O, and this is going to be your video math side. So M-A-T-H with your name in the box. That's all that belongs in there is your name and video math. I'm going to go right on top of the folds real quickly. That doesn't have to be perfect, just so I can see the boxes easier. And then I'm going to number each box. A little circle in the corner. Don't make it too big. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to start my next column with 4. 4 up here. And then 5 just in the corner, really tiny. 6 and 7. So now I'm ready to do 7 problems on this paper. Okay, and I'm going to give you one at a time, and then we're going to practice it. We're going to punch it, and then we're going to stick our fingers out. Sounds funny. So the very first one I want you to write down is going to be minus 6. Now, even if some of these are easy and you know what they are, I still want you to practice the counting on strategy with them, just so you can understand how to do it, and then you have it ready to go when you need it, when you're doing subtraction. So this one, I'm going to underline the part that we already know. I'm underlining this one 2 times. That tells me that this is the part I already know, and that's the one I'm going to punch. Okay? This is my whole number that I need to get to. So when I say punch it, I just mean I'm going to start with that number, but no finger comes out yet. My finger is going to come out for the next number. So I'm going to go 6, 7, 8. I stop when I get to 8, and then I count how many fingers I have, and that's going to be 2. So 8 minus 6 is 2, and I can always double check and be sure, is 6 plus 2 8? Yep, because I just counted 6, 7, 8. So 6 plus 2 is 8. And we know with fact families, we should be able to say it both ways and understand that that's how those numbers all work together. Okay, so number 2. Number 2 is 12 minus 7. We already know our whole number. 7 is going to be the part that we are going to start with, I like to say we're going to punch it. Okay, so I'm going to start with my 7. I'm going to punch my 7, and then no finger is going to come out yet. The finger comes out after the 7, and then it stops when I get to 12. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 5 fingers, so that means that's 5 is going to go there. Isn't that easy? Isn't that crazy? Oh my goodness. So I'm going to do the next one on here, but I want you to try and figure this next one out. Okay, so this one is going to be 13 minus 5. Okay, so write down that 13 minus 5. We are going to double underline 5. That's the part that we know. We're still trying to find out what the other part is. And remember, 2 parts make a whole. So what 2 parts make 13? Well, all we have to do is count, starting with the 5 with no fingers. That's we're going to punch the 5. Okay, so you're going to punch the 5, and I'm going to do this away from the camera because I want you to do it with me, but I don't want you to just copy what I do. So let's count together. We're going to punch 5, and then the next number you point out your finger. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now look at how many fingers you have, and that's what you're going to put in the blank. Okay? Now this is what it would look like if it was well, I'm not going to do that part yet because that wouldn't work. Now on this one, if I go back to number 1, let's go back to number 1. And I'm going to put a line all the way across, and I'm just going to make a number line only on this one just to make sure you see what it would look like. I'm going to start with 0, and I'm going to go all the way to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to number each little one. Tiny, I'm writing super tiny. Okay, and what I'm trying to find out is what is the difference between my 8 and my 6. Those are the 2 numbers that I know. So then I count from my 6, 1, 2, and that's exactly what we did. Okay? I'm not going to do number lines with each one because there's no need to. It's so easy just to do my fingers that way. So let's look at number 4. Ooh, this is a big one. 18 minus 14. Take away 14 equals. Well, the bigger number is the 18. That's the whole. The 14 is our part, so I'm going to double underline it. That's the one I'm going to start with. I'm going to punch. No finger comes out when you punch, right? And then I'm going to stop when I get to 18. So I'm going to say 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. How many fingers came out? 4. So 14 plus 4 is 18. 18 minus 14 is 4. Okay, so this 14 plus 4 equals 18. And that's the facts family. We know that that's true, that we can change those numbers And that's what helps us solve problems sometimes. So number 5, 16 minus 9. Now I'm going to do it off camera with my hands, and you're going to do it, and we'll see if we come up with the same number. I'm going to double underline the 9. That's going to be my punching number, but no finger comes out yet until you get to 10. Okay, so let's do it. Ready? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So how many fingers did you end up with? Hopefully we ended up with the same amount of fingers. 7. Did you end up with 7 fingers? All right, let's try number 6. 11 minus 7. Okay, 7 is my punching number. It's one of my parts. This is my hole, so I leave that alone. But I'm going to start counting after 7 and stop when I get to 11. You ready? We're going to punch 7, but don't put any finger out until the next number. So here we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Stop and look at how many fingers you have. Okay, and then you're going to write that down. I wonder if you ended up with the same as me. Did you get 4? I hope you got 4. And you can always double check and make sure. Did 7 plus 4, 11? Then you know you did it right. One more, guys. 15 minus 6. So I know this is the smaller one. I'm going to double underline it. Okay, that's my punching bag number. And then I'm going to get to 15. So it's going to be a lot of fingers. All right. So I'm not going to show you my fingers. I hope you guys end up with the right number. Here we go. Remember, when you punch 6, no finger comes out yet. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so what number did you get? Put that in the blank. Okay. Did you get a 9? I hope so. Now, what you're going to do is the Google Doc that's attached to this assignment has 7 more of these. So you're going to turn it over and you're going to do those by yourself on the back. You do the same thing, okay? And then you're going to number your paper. There's only 7 of them. You're going to number your paper and you're going to do them on your own. Or you can just bring it to Zoom and we'll do that side together with Zoom. So this side we did together in the video. The back you can do by yourself. The problems are all on the Google Doc. And you don't do anything on the Google Doc, you just copy them onto this paper. Or you can go to the Zoom and we will do it in Zoom together. It's up to you. All right. I hope you enjoyed that little strategy.